teacher once accused my dad of cheating once. It was my dad's brother, but my dad got accused of it. My grandpa came to school and freaking like threatened the teacher, and the teacher ended up apologizing to my dad.
Did your dad actually cheat?
No, it was my dad's brother. But
okay, well, yeah.
My dad didn't actually cheat, but like, it's like, why does your dad have to get so mad? That's what the teacher told my dad.
Jeez.
And I mean, it's just different time.
I don't know. I can see that happening nowadays. Just parents going to school to defend their children.
Yeah, but there'd be like a case or like there was something would come out of it.
I don't know. I've heard parents coming to teachers and just cussing them out.
Oh yeah, I've had stuff like that. I told you about that one time when I was about that parent.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I had a parent. So I was once working at a summer program, and I had a group of kids. And it was a religious summer program, and this group of kids, they were all decided they were going to organize a fight for the next day. They had been fighting among themselves and were organizing a fight at a religious program for the next day.
How old are these kids?
3rd grade, 4th grade.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, whatever you think. I know they had problems with it the year before, too, because I knew the guy that was at that place the year before. So I said, okay, like, this needs to get nipped in the bud, so this doesn't become like a yearly tradition at this place that, like, the kids get into a fight on Friday.
I don't know. I think it's awesome.
Really?
Proud Amanda.
I mean, maybe, but...
3rd graders going at it. That's hilarious.
I mean, but, like, as your leader at church camp, you can't let that kind of thing...
Oh, I know. It's wrong. It shouldn't happen. But I mean, the idea of 3rd graders organizing a fight club is hilarious.
It is funny. I just have problems. I have problems with it because this is how it turned out. So anyway, I bring the kids in, and then we end up calling their parents because we're like, "Come get them!" Like they organizing they were fighting today. They wanted to organize a fight for tomorrow. Like, can you come? Like, we didn't even tell them to come get them. I think we were just like. We wanted to call the parents and tell the parents that this was happening.
Just to inform them.
Yeah, and then I think they got the kids. They all came and got the kids. But one of them, who was it?
One parent.
One parent, yeah. Then came back and I guess he was a parole officer or something, but he ended up sitting down with me an hour. Was just trying to catch me in doublespeak was his whole point. He was trying to get me to admit things, and so that somehow it could be I could be caught in doublespeak so that he could then use that and be like, well, see, you said this, and then you said this, and so my son's innocent. For an hour, and his poor son is sitting there beside him, having to watch. And I'm
watching and learning.
And I'm watching his son, and I can tell that his son is just I can tell that his son, I'm sure, I don't know how his son felt after, if he felt validated or whatever, but I can tell his son is just sitting there just, mortified, and this man who's obviously just, psychotic. You can't just admit that your son was doing something he wasn't supposed to do, and you should have a talk to him about it, and you should deal with him and his behavior. Instead, you're trying to figure out a way
to find fault with somebody else.
Right, trying to find fault with me, and not even that I had all my ducks in a row. So it wasn't even okay, let's make sure my son actually did this. It was, I don't care if my son did it. Let's go and let's go try to be a to this dude and try to get him to look bad.
Yeah.
That's all it was about.
I think he was just trying to pass blame on to you. If he could find one thing you did wrong, all of a sudden he could justify in his mind, well, it was his fault, it wasn't my son's fault.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really, they were just playing and we were monitoring them and all the kids' stories, I had them talk to me individually and their stories all matched each other and they all matched the story of the person who was watching them and I filled out the report as I should. Mm-hmm. He ended up calling my supervisor and my supervisor ripped me. I was like, I mean, what do you you should have just talked to the kids and told them not to do it. And I don't agree with that because my big thing, that reason why I really went that far is because I know it had happened the year before.
Yeah, and you need to nip in the bud.
Right, I'm just
100% right.
Is this something that's going to happen every year that these people who come here and run this church camp are going to have to deal with kids fighting on the playground? That's not a good precedent. So, church camp fight club.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was, you're talking about parents who are just suck. I mean, that was, because it was your kid did something the kid shouldn't have done. Yeah. And you are doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
And you're coming and, taking away my time. And I'm trying to think of other, when I was tutoring over here, I had one woman threaten to sue me. I'll tell you this.
Probably.
I was tutoring up in I was tutoring in Midtown, this Midtown woman.
New York, yeah.
Yeah, I had some clients in the Bronx and some clients in Midtown.
Okay.
Like they balanced out because one would pay like $10 an hour and the other would pay like $50. So, and the $10 an hour was all government money, NCLB,
gotcha.
No Child Left Behind money.
Yep.
But I came back early from winter vacation to tutor this kid who would fall asleep during the sessions, and like.
And it's your fault.
Right, and then eventually, like the mom was like, "I think you need to read to him," and like I was like, "No, I'm tutoring him. He should have already read his content, and I should be helping him like
Understand it.
Yeah. Well, the whole session started devolving into where I'm just basically like reading to him his reading assignment for the day, and he's falling asleep during these.
Of course.
Which, at that point, I'm glad that the client got canceled because I don't know. I'm not like someone's babysitter. But anyway, I was shooting sports photography for the paper at the time, and I had a scheduled appointment with these people, and then I had an appointment to go shoot the basketball game the next night.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to their place, and I get there, and I tell the desk guy to like ring them up, and they said, "Oh no, don't come today." Or like, "Oh, we never had anything scheduled for today," and I had the email saying that they did.
Yeah.
And they said, "But you need to come tomorrow." And I said, "I can't come tomorrow. I'm already like booked." They said, "You need to come tomorrow. You have to come tomorrow." I can't come tomorrow. So if you don't come tomorrow, I'm going to cancel our arrangement. So they ended up dropping me as a client, and then sent me all these crazy emails about how I was a bad person and like a bad tutor. And then she threatened to sue me if I didn't go back and work for her. And I had a friend who was a lawyer, and I was like, "Does she have any basis?" And he said, "Well, did the 15th Amendment get passed?" And I said, "Yeah, so slavery is outlawed."
Yeah.
That's what he told me. He's like, "You don't have any obligation to her." But like, I was like 19 at the time. I think I was 18 at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, an 18-year-old all alone in New York, and like no one's
sued.
Threatening to get sued by this very wealthy, powerful woman.
Yeah.
And I'm just all alone in my dorm room. Like that was freaking.
That'd be awful.
That was traumatic.
Yeah.
Just laying on.
You never told me that. Holy cow.
I mean, I was scared. I didn't have anyone to talk to because no one was back yet from break.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were talking about teacher experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, parents.
Parents are awful.
They are awful.
Stories, yeah.
Look, if your kids. What?
That's up there. This lawsuit one. That's up there.
You're not doing your kid any good.
No. What are you teaching your kid?